Welcome to 303 Hoops, a whole lot more than the box score. For you hoop junkies, number nerds, or just someone who loves basketball, this is for the love of the game. Live from 303, I'm Ryan Hinsky.
And I'm Caleb Bunch. Guys, we're super speeding this episode. We got a busy day ahead of us just with other stuff going on in our lives. So let's get right into it. Ryan, I know we got that first segment cooked up. Song of the day. Hit me with it.
We can't skip it.
We can't.
I chose Sunday, Bloody Sunday by U2. Great song. It just popped up in my, not feed, but like it just came on one of my playlists that I have. I have many playlists. And I just hadn't heard it in a while. And U2 is just really good.
They're good.
You know, like if you want like a good, great rock band from the 90s, 2000s, listen to U2. There's a time and a place.
A place.
I was in that time and place the other day.
That's
It
fair.
was great.
That's fair.
What about you, man?
Speaking of a time and a place, Michael Jackson, She's Out of My Life. Woo. Guys, this is a song. It's a sad song. It's off the wall, which, if I'm not mistaken, he was 21 when he released.
And it's my favorite of his albums.
Crazy to think about. And She's Out of My Life is one of my favorite cuts off that record. I'm not in a sad mood, but, you know, first song, let me correct myself. I heard when I woke up. So that's my song of the day. But that's enough of music. Like I said, we got a lot to cover in a short amount of time. But one thing we have to talk about very quickly is, guys, we were right.
We were right.
Michigan won.
No big deal.
And so was 98% of the country. But it's all right. It's all right.
I don't know. We had a lot of people thought Arizona had it.
That's true.
It was really one or the other.
Yeah.
But
we knew whoever won that
they
game.
trounced Arizona.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And guys, Ryan is a witness. This is not a LeBron moment. This is facts. I have a witness here. I said that even if Michigan plays an all right game, they'll win by double digits. And they played better than all right. They played good.
They did.
So,
but they still would have, you're right. They still would have won by double digits.
they whooped them.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. But March Madness is
Congratulations to
over.
them.
Congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines. Congratulations to Max Badmington, one of our classmates. He's a Michigan fan.
Yeah.
But, guys, it was a great tournament.
It was.
Like, whatever you guys want to say, it was chalky. Sure, that might have been the case.
We heard some talk that it was not a great tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about
We
that.
won't name the sources.
Yeah.
But there's been rumblings from people that this tournament was But I'm like, did you watch?
Maybe they just didn't have spring break lineup as well as it did for us.
Yeah.
And we could watch every single game.
Every moment.
Maybe they're just
Every
more
game.
busy than we are.
Exactly.
And we're bums.
Hey, but who cares?
Yeah.
We
fun.
had a great tournament.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Kentucky, that's an all-timer of a game. Tyler Tanner
Against Santa Clara, yeah.
almost hit the shot from way downtown,
Which would have made
Nebraska.
him a March Madness.
That would have been an all-time moment for him. Like, McNeese was close but didn't pull it off. High Point had their moment, guys. So there was moments all across this tournament that we loved and enjoyed watching. And we hope you guys did the same.
St. John's, Duke.
Kansas, great game. St. John's, Duke, great game. UConn, of course. We can't even forget that. But there were so many moments.
Tennessee upsets Virginia. I mean,
we can go on. But Ryan and I enjoyed our tournament, and we
Yeah.
hope you guys did just as much as we did because we had a ball. But college basketball season's over, but that doesn't mean we're done with, draft analysis and college prospects. We'll be back to that.
Yeah.
But
First,
NBA.
contentious moment happening right now.
It is.
With, 3 or 4 days left in the season? Season ends on Sunday.
Yeah.
The season will conclude, and there will be, of course, regular season awards.
Right.
They always stir up conversation. Obviously it's like a regular season award, but everyone always includes more than that. But and I get it, but we're looking at the NBA's 65-game minimum rule to qualify for awards. Obviously, there are many candidates that are worthy of this prize, including Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic with another insane season.
Crazy season.
And then we have Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Who has had an incredible season in his second year. We have to say that first before we dive. Third season.
Yeah.
And we have to preface with that before we talk about why he probably shouldn't win the MVP, even though he could win the MVP.
Yeah. It's crazy to think I don't know how many more games this the Spurs have left. But if I'm not mistaken, he can only miss one more game to be eligible for the awards, right?
But he'll make it.
And so I know he was out last game with the rib contusion, bruising. But yeah, just generally speaking, right, my thoughts on the 65 game minimum is I'm indifferent to whether or not the league should have a game rule for how many games you need to play. I really do think that if you're good enough and you made a case in less than 65 games to be on an all-NBA team, you deserve it. Like that's my take, simply put. Like, I get availability is your best ability, and a lot of people feel that way, especially voters on the MVP, obviously DPOY and all NBA awards. But I do think that if you're able to make the case that your impact was greater than anybody else's in less than 65 games, no one should stop you from winning those awards. And I do think that people have made that case. I think Luka's made that case. Luka's not going to be on that because he's going to miss too many games just with the rest of the season being out.
He has, yeah.
Or, yeah, he has missed. He's already out. So Luka's not going to be on that list. Cade Cunningham's not going to be on that list. Something that he brought Detroit basketball back. It's clear and evident that he's an all-NBA player, but obviously, considering how many games he missed, he won't be on that list. But I think there's other people we can name, too, that fit in that category that, made their case. And if you play less than 65 games, you can do that. I don't see why not.
I just don't know where the NBA's priorities are. Like, it's kind of, and I really feel like Adam Silver, over the course of his career, has done a really good job as the commissioner of the NBA. But it is kind of, we're at a point where they're just not addressing lowering the amount of games total. And I understand, like, the older players' arguments, like the retired players' arguments that, like, they, it's, we're in a league now where people are trying to push as long as they can, trying to have long careers. And I understand that because in the totality of someone's career is still a small part of their life,
right? Exactly.
Total.
Right.
I mean, if you're playing 21 years, if you're LeBron James, that's still probably less than a quarter of your. I mean, that's like around a quarter of a typical lifespan.
Right.
So you're more not an NBA player than you are. So I understand you're trying to maximize the amount that you can make, and that team doctors are out here saying you can't go, even though you probably could, and then you're going to protect your body in that case.
Right.
So the NBA is big on that. They're big on protecting their players, and I get that. The NFL does that too with all the sack rules now for quarterbacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Because those are the money makers, right? So if you're going to miss games, it's for a good reason. I don't think they're skipping out on games. I really think team doctors are saying, you're not playing today.
I agree.
And then the coach agrees.
Yeah.
Because they want that player to be protected and be healthy.
Yeah.
But if you're not getting runs, if you're not getting reps, then that's ultimately going to be a sacrifice that your team is going to make in the playoffs.
Right.
And I think it's going to speak to the totality of the season if a player's team loses because they played less in the playoffs. And there's no financial incentive for winning MVP.
No, there's not.
So if you're going to miss more
unless it's
games,
like baked into your contract.
Right.
But like there's no given award.
I think that's why the Celtics won the finals the last time 2024. Because Tatum played like 76 games and they had like nobody missing games.
Right.
And maybe they were the best team that season. Maybe.
But they were also just deep and healthy.
They were. And they were healthy. And they had more run in the regular season to say, okay, we've seen this before. We played these situations a million times. We have the players that have played in these starting lineups being able to go in the playoffs.
Yes.
And I think that if we're going to criticize players for missing games, then I think we need to just let the playoffs speak for itself. Yeah. Because if they're going to miss games intentionally, they're going to lose games in the playoffs. Yeah. Because they have less run. And I think reps.
And chemistry.
Reps.
Exactly. No, I think you're 100% right. I agree with that point. And I do think then, they say MVP is a regular season award, but I do think it's impossible to factor in how good a team will be, or it's impossible to remove the idea that a team can't make a deep run when considering how much you value a player for MVP. Like, no one's ever going to be like, oh, the Thunder last year, top record in the league, Shea was one of their best players, but we're not considering the fact that they'll make it far in the tournament. So we're only evaluating this on a vacuum of the regular season. Like, I don't think anyone thinks like that. Like, you're always inevitably going to consider the implications of being one of the better teams in the league, and that just comes with being MVP as well. Like, if you're on one of those teams. So same with Jokic, because every year we somehow get into the conversation that the Nuggets are a contender. Even though we look at that roster, we're like, how? And every year they are because of one person. They're MVP.
Yeah.
And so that comes with the territory of being MVP, right? Like, always the playoff implications. And then it's the same thing with James Harden, right? Like, of why people are so critical with him. It's like, if you're going to win MVP, people have that expectation that you're going to perform at that same level in the playoffs. Obviously, like, people are able to separate those things, but that's why I think the criticism comes with that. So I don't know. It's interesting, but I just think
we gotta be we have to be more graceful towards the players because of the team doctor situation. Like, it really is the team telling them they can't play. I know they want to play. We have to be more graceful to them, but we also have to understand that there is less. There's no players playing 82 games anymore.
Right. It's not feasible in your body.
It's not the same as it was, and that's not how it is.
Yeah.
So I think us as NBA fans have to say, okay, yeah, sure, we want to incentivize them to play as many games as possible, but we also need to understand that we're just not going to get that every night.
Right.
And that is going to factor into our decision to go see a game live.
Right, exactly.
But it's still a great experience.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
And if you're going to do this rule, like you said, lower the games that we play during the season. Like, if you're going to have a quota for how many games I need to play or percentage-wise.
But they're not going to do that.
I know.
Because you're missing
Too much
a lot
money.
of ticket sale revenue.
Too much money.
A ton.
Too much money.
And not just single game tickets, but season tickets.
Right, exactly.
They're going to
ticket
demand
holders.
that those prices be lower.
Right.
So there's a ripple effect of that.
There is a ripple effect.
That, like, ticket offices would understand more than we do.
Right.
And more than the NBA fan does.
Exactly. But I do feel bad, like, looking then further down the road, right? Like, if you're Cade, if you're Luka, if you're Anthony Edwards, that's another player, right? Your contract is going to be impacted. Like, you're missing out potentially on $50 million because of the fact that, it's like, if you have a 5-year contract, you're qualifying for, the super max as opposed to a max, right? Because you've made an all NBA team. Obviously, those players are in position to do that again, but it's like, you never know. Nothing's guaranteed in basketball. Like, you never know how good the rest of the league will be going forward. So having the opportunity to make that all NBA team to then give you a contract that is generational, obviously. So
yeah, maybe they should just probably, like, remove incentives from contracts to win awards.
Right. Right.
Maybe that would help.
It is interesting though, because then how do you evaluate, like, supermax contracts?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. That's
with incentives.
Right, because then there's the ripple effect, right? It's like, oh, like,
you better win an MVP.
Yeah. And it's
you want
like
this raise.
Exactly. But if you get rid of that, then it's like, oh, like, some random could be like, I'm worth $70 million to this team.
And it's like, to play how many games?
And
how many games are we going to get out of you?
Right.
How many, it's not just jerseys and
and what's that even based off then at that point? Like, if you're Zach LaVine,
we're going Descartes right now.
I know.
It's like, what if none of this existed?
It's like, if you're Zach LaVine, you're on the Kings, right? It's like, he's worth $70 million to that team, but it don't mean anything, right? Because it doesn't amount to anything.
No, not really.
So it's like, I don't know. Like, he's the best player, but it's like, you're not winning any All-NBA awards. Your team sucks. So it's like, I don't know. But, guys, we just have the questions. We don't necessarily have the answers. But
you should think, before you criticize, before you tweet, before you like stuff, have this same dialogue that we're having in your own head. And be like, how am I really going to criticize the players for this? Yeah. Am I going to criticize the league? Or is it just the way that the sport is going if they're going to keep 82 games? Because they're keeping 82 games.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough.
Just think about it.
Yeah, just think about it, guys.
We wanted to inspire conversation and also rub it in your face that we were right about Michigan.
Yeah. That's the only two things.
Even though our brackets were wrong, but Final Four predictions, we nailed that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. But anyway, as always, this is For the Love of the Game. This has been 303 Hoops. Until next time.